I'd like to welcome everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Adil Mozub. Many of you know me as part of the Yemeni American News family as a contributing writer, a designer, editor, and I've been doing all the 9 yards with Rashid. So what keeps us motivated at the newspaper is that we tell stories of ordinary people doing remarkable things. And we like to focus on local issues, local stories, and bring them to the newspaper, to the online site, where we can find these unique stories. Because in the age of internet, you can find news now instantly. And we try to focus more on major stories, things that you cannot find anywhere else. Rashid, since the beginning of the newspaper, has emphasized an education and made it priority one to focus more on educational issues, to bring highlights and successes of educators, as well as go deep down and talk about the challenges that we're facing, because we do believe that if we have a successful foundation in education, we will have a successful society. So we've, as the newspaper, been covering Dearborn schools extensively, covering Hamtramck, Detroit, Melvindale, and we have also been covering Henry Ford College, and CMU is a university that is in Detroit, in Metro Detroit, and Rashid is actually an alumnus. So we value higher education, and we are holding this reception to welcome the new president for Central Michigan University, Mr. Robert Davies. Mr. Davies has been the president since August of last year, and I'd like to call on our Honorable Council President, Mrs. Susan DeBaja, to welcome Mr. Davies to our hometown, Dearborn. And Council President DeBaja was elected in 2013 and was re-elected in 2017. And she also has a passion for education. She chairs the Dearborn Education Foundation and is a huge advocate for education. So, Council President.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adam. So first, I want to thank the Yemeni American News and Rashid Al-Nazaili for inviting all of us here to such a beautiful space, to this really gracious event to welcome Mr. Davies here. But this space is, I think, really speaks to the heart of the Arab American community. And so for Rashid to invite you here means we're bringing you into our heart, honestly. Our community is truly amazing, and there's no better indicator of that fact than this museum. And Dearborn as a whole community, but specifically also the Arab American community. It's a renowned institution. We're visited by people throughout the nation, and it's something that we here in Dearborn take great pride in. So we welcome you here to the Arab American National Museum. And likewise, the Yemeni American News has really been a strong voice for our community and been a vital part of who we are. And we're very proud of the news and the unique stories and the perspective that you put out to the world for us to all to enjoy and read. As Dearborn's council president, I have to say I feel amazed by the unique and positive energy of our town. And a big part of that is the young and creative and enthusiastic organizations and businesses and people that are involved to make Dearborn what it is. And a big part of that is our Arab American community. So again, it's bringing you back to this, why we're here in the museum. I believe that in Dearborn, you really can feel and understand what it means when they talk about the American dream. And so I hope you felt that through your tour. One of the things that we talked about a little earlier is obviously, it's been a while since I took a tour here, but you could see over the past decades the type of contributions that Arab Americans made. But even in the last decade, what this the newer generation is doing is just amazing. I mean, the involvement that's going on, and a big part of that has to do with this work ethic that these immigrant parents have instilled not only in themselves and their children. And a part of that achievement, obviously, is the desire to seek higher education. Our parents, my parents, were immigrants here in the early 70s. We have immigrants well before that. But we continue to have immigrants coming in, and the one thing they seek is higher education for their kids. Whether first you're an entrepreneur, if that happens, wonderful. But if not, they want that higher education. And the majority of the time, we look locally. Henry Ford College. We also have, U of M Dearborn. But over the years, our students, our children have slowly expanded beyond Wayne County. And CMU obviously is one of those colleges or universities that our students are seeking to attend. And so we want to thank you for coming here today. It's always an honor to introduce someone like yourself who's devoted your entire life to higher education and to public service. Last fall, the Board of Trustees of Central Michigan University unanimously appointed Mr. Davies to serve as their 15th president, and he brings 25 years of experience to CMU. He received his PhD in higher education administration from the State University of New York and served as president of the Eastern Oregon University and Murray State University in Kentucky. So you've been quite a few places here. You've earned a certificate in higher education from Harvard, quite impressive. And when reading his biography, I also noticed that he earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in management from the University of Nevada out in Reno. So this makes Michigan your 5th home state, is that right? Possibly? 7. So like Dearborn, you have a little bit of diversity in you. You bring it forth, and that's something we really appreciate and celebrate. And to be able to have us share our experience with you, and hopefully this will open your eyes a little bit more about what we are, who we are as Dearbornites, who we are as an Arab American community. We hope that you enjoy today's visit. I strongly recommend, if you don't get a chance to do so today, you will have some good food to eat, some Arab American food to eat today, but if you have the chance to visit some of our restaurants, we're pretty well known for some delicious and healthy food. With that being said, we want to welcome you with open arms to Dearborn, and I hope you love it as much as we do here. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Robert Davies, CMU's professor.
First and foremost, I and my wife Cindy are just extremely humbled and honored to have this outpouring of support from community leaders, from the council, from the county, from community colleges, from law enforcement, from business leaders, from civic leaders. It is absolutely outstanding and very humbling to be before you today. I also want to say briefly what an honor and a privilege to be here in this museum, to be here in this national treasure, this worldwide treasure that talks about bringing people together with different ideas, different thoughts, different religions, different backgrounds, different ways of looking at similar problems and coming up with new solutions. One of the key things that I look at in education, and why I've dedicated my 25 plus years to this noble cause, is education is the one industry, the one entity that is about bringing people together, removing barriers, bridging walls, to enable individuals to communicate and collaborate across the globe. We used to say that the world was interconnected. It is no longer just interconnected, it's interrelated. We must be working together. We must always be looking at how to bridge together, to bring other thoughts and ideas together. Today's brief hour venture through today's museum demonstrated how that is occurring here in Dearborn, and how it is also being a hub and spoken out to the different communities across the United States and across the world to have that significant impact. So I look forward to coming back with my wife and our daughter to exploring and being a part of this team. We look forward to bringing students from the Dearborn area up to Central Michigan University to interact with our students, to share their ideas, to share their beliefs, and then to come back to Dearborn and share what they've learned, what they've gained, what they've enhanced, what has been spurred on. That to me is the exciting part. When we look in just this room right here, we see the mathematics, we see the other contributions, we see the medicine, we see the architecture, we see the religion. Everything is around that hub. And I look forward to exploring those enterprises and those horizons with you. So again, thank you. We are deeply humbled and deeply honored, and we look forward to a very, very long and fruitful partnership. Thank you, and fire up chips.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Now, we would like to actually present you with a token of appreciation.
So now I just give a little bit about this. There is 5 countries in all of the world. They own nuclear weapon, but they own it, but they never use it. And this is what we have in Yemen. You have this, but you never use it. So just like from the heart to tell you, welcome to our community.
Thank you very much.
And then, Mr. Davis, we have a certificate or a citation from the City of Dearborn on behalf of Mayor Jack O'Reilly and the City Council. We want to congratulate you on your appointment as the president, the 15th president of CMU, and welcome you to Dearborn as you engage in the broader community and service to this prestigious institution of higher education. And hopefully with your leadership from other universities and at your current university, you understand the importance of outreach, which you spoke about today. So we want to welcome you again.
Great, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Again, thank you very much. We are truly honored and treasured. Thank you.
We are honored too. So, as I promised you, it was only 10 minutes. So, food is on its way. Are we doing buffet style food? So, help yourselves to the food and network with one another. And thank you once again for coming out. And hopefully, we will see the sun soon.
Absolutely.